Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like the wrong now, bitch. I was like, that's a horrible rhyme. Like I could just I could rhyme so much better with call out shit. But anyway, yeah,
Hold on a
that's
sec.
me
Let me
nitpicking. That's
hold on a sec. Let me fix your mic, man. Pause.
my bad. Hey yo.
You see, this is why I was just saying this, man. Like, you have to pause everything. Like, we have to make a list of all the things that we have to make a pause list. Like, for real, I really am gonna work on this and then just put it on Twitter and be like, these are the words that'll summon Ace Amin. All right,
Like
man.
the bat signal. We good?
Yeah, we good
Mike
now,
good?
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
we
right, cool.
good. Yo, sick man. First and foremost, let me apologize to you because I truly believe that there was nothing you can do with Pat Stay. I told you this to your face, so I told you straight up, like I don't see what you can do with him. He's too funny. He can rebuttal. He has too many tricks. He can rap just as well because he's a good
Mm-hmm.
technical rapper. And
Right.
the battle's super debatable. I have you winning, but you impressed me because that first round, like, you knew all the little tricks of like, oh, you talked about the new era. You talked about how these guys are the old guys. You said Mook went from saying easy to ducking them, like all that little stage
Yeah.
stuff. Those aren't punchlines. Those are things for like the
Right.
stage. And so I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, Sick is understanding the stage and he's getting better and better. But that's no surprise to me. You studied the game so hard. How did you feel about your performance? Now coming off a couple
Um,
days after it.
I predicted almost everything he was going to talk about, which is why, I don't know if you noticed, but every round I kind of rebutted something that he was talking about. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like
definitely.
the first round, like you mentioned the new era stuff, right? And him talking about why he did bad his last battle and all of that stuff. So, you know, I he does all that in his first, and then I open up talking about him doing bad in the Shine battle, and then the new era stuff, and then going into what I did. In the second round, he talked about the Indian shit, and then I directly rebutted every single thing that he said with my angle on him. You know what I mean? And for this battle, I kind of went back to I have a really good memory, so I could switch my material around on stage. So the shit that was in my second round wasn't really in my second round. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like there was a lot of that stuff that was meant for third round stuff. You know what I mean? But then I had to switch material around because of some shit that he said. And I used to do that all the time, like not really have structured rounds and just have sections of shit that I would line up. Like, all right, I'm gonna say it like this, and then in the battle, like play chess and be like, all right, he just said this, so let me move this over here. And I kind of went back to that this battle. But the only critique I had for myself is me doing that kind of put me more in a memorizing state instead of a comfortable state. You know what I
Mm.
mean? That's why I think my first round I was the most comfortable in because it was exactly how I planned it. But then because of some of the shit he said, I had to do the thing where I switched material around, and I still had some shit in there that rocked the room, which made the battle amazing. You know what I mean? But that's just me critiquing myself. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm learning what needs to happen to shake a room. You know what I mean? And I'm seeing I'm seeing little things and little things that I do that other rappers can't do. I'm on the same card with some amazing pens like Lux and I get put in the pen category a little bit too. And I'm noticing like what I can do on that stage as far as, you know, rhyming and the way that I rap and shit like that, but maybe certain other intangibles that other people might not have. And I know how to do that on a stage now. You know what I mean? So I'm still figuring it out because I think this was better than my Av performance. And then each one is gonna get better and better on the stage.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually feel like the Av battle. I think I had more people in it physically. Like I had 700 plus people there. I think the
Mm-hmm.
Drake card had about a little bit over five. But I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to ask you a two-part thing. One, what did you learn from your Av battle that you did a little bit differently, or you would say better in the Pat Stay battle? And is
Yeah.
battling on the stage getting easier for you, or is there still some difficulty?
No, there's no difficulty. I'm more comfortable on that stage. Um, the main thing I learned, look, my voice ain't go out, right? So I know how to control the mic now. I know how to control that mic.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, the main reason my voice went out when I battled Av is because I finished writing so late that, like, I'm talking the Thursday before the battle, because me and him had, I this shit started feeling like work, because June, July, August, I had Danny, Arsenal, and Av, right? I
Yeah.
had one of them each month, and we didn't have a whole. For Danny, we had time, but as an MC, I waited until the week before, because that's when his Enes battle was done. He was battling every fucking week,
Yeah, he
so I was
was.
like, I'm not trying to like fucking line up all this material. I wouldn't feel right as a competitor, because I'd be like, yo, yeah, I had all this time or whatever, and I didn't want to hear other people do that. So I wrote that the week before. Me and Arsenal had less than 20 days or something like that. Me and Av had about the same time. So it was starting to feel like work, which is why I was finishing my material so late. So when I battled Av, you know, I was rehearsing at like 100% before, because I finished the material so late, which is why my voice went out. That plus, um, you know, seeing a sea of people in front of you and just having the natural instinct to raise your voice more than you did when you rehearsed it. You know what I mean? It's just energy, right? So I just learned to control my energy this time. Um, just warning you, I'm gonna have a lot of long-winded responses.
That's
Pause if
perfect.
necessary.
Go
But
for it. Go for it, man. I'll figure out where to get the quotes from afterwards. That's fine.
yeah,
I
but
love it, man, because I was saying earlier right before you came on, like, watching your growth in the last 2 years, like this would really be your sophomore year because last year was your rookie year. Like you've transcended, bro. Like you went from like a phenomenal rookie year with a battle of the year
mm-hmm.
candidate, a bunch of standout performances, top 20 champion of the year list. I think you were about 16 or 17, if I remember vaguely. Now
Mm-hmm.
you're like a lock for almost like top 4 to 6, no
Mm-hmm.
lower than like 7 or 8, and it's like that's a leap. And the competition has gone up, right? You said all the names:
Mm-hmm.
Mike Arsenal, Danny Av, Pat Stay. Like those are all elite names, and
Mm-hmm.
there's still a lot of elite names on the radar. Like I seen your poll, you had DNA. Your Twitter poll, you had
Yeah.
DNA, Rock on it, Disaster's winning it by a landslide, which I think is funny.
That's
Um,
crazy. Yeah.
K Shine had a random tweet about you, and Twerk was like, "I ain't no more friend shit in here. Y'all want smoke?"
Let,
Like,
let me let me let me address that real quick, right?
yeah,
And definitely make this one of your quotes, right? For
okay,
I guess I'll try to keep it short or whatever. Now, if Sean if Sean if Sean wants to battle because I had that bar, that sobriety test bar where I said, I was talking about, you know, Pat being an alcoholic or whatever, and I said we was trying to see what you want because you ain't line up your steps with a light shine in your face like a sobriety test. If that's why he wants to battle because I said that, cool. But if he wants to battle because of the angle that Pat Stay had,
yeah,
about you showed Sean showed you his material and then you leaked the angle or something. Let me clear this up, people. Battle rappers embellish everything. All right.
mm,
I don't leak any fucking angles. I have too much integrity as a rapper to do some shit like that. So maybe I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt that Pat that he remembered wrong, or maybe he was just stretching out the truth to try to make a couple bars hit. You know what I mean? But I didn't do any of that shit. The only thing, me and Pat have a mutual friend, and the only thing that happened, this is when I battled B Magic, right? And it's what, my fourth battle on URL. I'm
mm,
excited. I'm hyped. Yo, I'm battling B Magic, who is one of my favorites. Sean is in my top five. I've said it to him. I've said it on multiple interviews. And I was like, yo, I battled B Magic, and then yesterday I sparred with DNA and Sean, and I'm getting paid to be flown out and battle these people. I was just saying that. And then that's all I said. The only thing people ever heard was that I sparred with them. I didn't say nothing about material. I didn't say nothing about no angles. So I just want to put that out there to people, to especially to Sean. You know what I mean? If he thinks that Pat was telling the truth, he can DM Pat and ask him. You know what I mean? But like that's not the case. So I just want to make that clear. You know what I mean? If he wants to battle because he thought I threw a shot at him or whatever, cool, of course. Sean's in my top five. But just as it doesn't sit right with me if somebody, especially Sean, somebody I respect, would think that was true. You know what I mean? So Just had to say that.
Nah, man. But regardless, I think a lot of people have you on their radar. That you've leveled up, and at this point, really, all the vets have battled each other. They're looking
Yeah,
at you guys as like the next wave, and
yeah,
I really feel like you being the only guy in the new era card having that kind of a performance stands out. Geechee and Lux
yep.
obviously also fits the theme of Smack era, New Era,
Hmm.
and with Easy and Chess. Like you guys are pretty much taking over the league. Like
Yeah.
a year ago, you guys were saying I'm gonna take over the league. Now it's here.
We,
The league is
yeah,
almost
yeah.
yours. Like
Right,
my
right.
favorite part too is the new era support that you guys have for each other. Like when Fonz
Yeah.
battled Castro, y'all were like all front row center. When
Hmm.
you battled Pat, they were all behind you. Like,
Yeah.
talk to me a little bit about that. Like how you guys are still so well connected, how much support and how much alliance you guys have. Because it's pretty
Well,
transparent.
we all still know, like, if we haven't battled each other, we're gonna battle each other. Me and Easy know we're a 2022 main event somewhere. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, me and Fonz know we're probably gonna battle. You know what I mean? Like, uh, fucking Chaos and Ace know that they're probably gonna battle. Like, everybody knows that. You know what I mean? But while like that's still the case, and we still are in a competitive mood, our main thing was that just showing hunger and competition, and saying to vets like, yo, look, you guys don't try every single battle, and then you like try, you choose when you try, right?
Mm.
And then now, vets are starting to realize that, and they're showing the fuck up against us. You know what I mean? And we're having either and we're having like great fucking battles with them or whatever. But like, we all started this fucking movement, right? So every single time people, wherever caffeine takes us, and wherever we're gonna be in 5 years or whatever, whenever people look back at how this shit started, you know what I mean? There was Genesis, and then the pandemic hit. You know what I mean? And then the rest of it started with the UN1 class. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So like, we all kind of have that, like I don't even know what the like, I was gonna say bond, but I don't know if that's a pause. But like, we after this
Hold on real quick.
weekend.
This is what I'm talking about. Yo, chat, do you see this? We cannot say regular words anymore, bro. This is
Yo,
insane.
after this week, that was the best fucking press conference ever, bro. That shit was hilarious. And then Pat stayed making everything worse. Come on, man. Like, but anyway, uh, nah, man, we all support each other because of that. We all started a movement together, basically. You know what I mean? And kind of shifted the way that people look at competition, and the way people look at the vets. You know what I mean? Because we're fans of the culture too, so we're noticing when people are showing up and giving ass performances. You know what I mean? And if we reignite, I think we reignited some kind of hunger in some of these, you know, some of these vets that have been around. So
Hey, talk to me about when Drake saw you right after your battle. I got a chance to notice. He
yeah,
walked up to you, said, "What's up?" I think you might have asked him, "Did you see my battle?" And I saw he's like, "Yeah." He like pointed to like the spot he was
where
at
he
the whole
was
time.
standing. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like, what did he say to you? What was that like?
So he was just thanking me for, because again, I don't know why I saw a bunch of people saying, I like because now it puts me in a position to defend it, which sounds like I'm bragging about it. But I'm just saying, like, people were always like, "Oh, Drake didn't personally pick these battles and stuff." He really picked the, like, Pat is one of his favorites, right? And I guess, he fucks with my shit too because he put me on the card. But like, he was looking forward to this battle, so I, when he was there, I think we were already on stage because we were about to see Jazz and Gaddis, and he was walking off, and yeah, he walked up, shook my hand, was like, "Yo, thank you. Like, I appreciate you. That was a great way to start off the night, or whatever." And yeah, and I was like, "You were here? I didn't even see it." He's like, "Yeah, we were standing over there.
Yeah.
Great way to start off the night. I'll see you later, or whatever."
The fact that
And
he
then
said thank you, like
that's
that's
super
the
dope.
that's
Yeah,
dope. That's dope.
yeah, yeah. Because think about it, like, he has the financial freedom to do whatever the fuck he wants, right?
Literally.
And he chose, yeah, literally, and he chose for one of the ways to celebrate his birthday, because I'm pretty sure, he's been celebrating since his like actual birthday last week or whatever,
Right.
you know. Like he probably had fucking 10 celebrations, but like one of the celebrations being battle rap. You know what I mean? And he's a fan of it. So and he was watching all night. Like
Literally, yeah.
he had like this VIP section or whatever with the drinks. So I snuck in there getting the drinks or whatever. But he uh he was watching and reacting and understanding the bars like a
Everything.
battle rap fan. You
Yes.
know what I mean? Like
Yes.
he's really a fan of this shit. Same thing with Chris Brown. Chris Brown, like that's one thing I noticed when I was there. Like he was saying what's up to everybody. He knew Fonz's slogan. You know what I mean?
Bruh,
Like when
Chris Brown caught the Jazz and QP bar. Like when Castro said
yeah,
the Jazz
like
QP bar, he went crazy, and I'm like,
he
oh
went
no, sorry,
crazy.
Cliff said it. He went crazy, and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
he's a battle rap degenerate. Like he's in the
yeah.
trenches.
After Fonz and Castro, he turned around. He was walking somewhere and
Yeah,
he saw me and he was like, "Yo, sick, yo, I fuck with your shit,"
yeah,
or
yeah.
something along the lines of that. Like that was crazy. So you never. People always told me, "Yo, you never know who's watching," but I'm starting to like see it now. You know what I mean? Like you really never know who's watching now. Like everybody we say that to is like, but it was dope seeing people like that. The ins and outs of the culture. You know, Crooked I was there. Crooked I is my personal favorite rapper. You know what I mean? I met him on I guess met him on Three Letterman show once, but like, it was just dope seeing Crook and Crook being like, "Yo, did you and Pat go already?" Like that's still wild to me. I rap a lot like Crooked I. He's a big influence on mine. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, man, that whole weekend was just crazy.
Nah,
And then I got to
the list keeps going. What about with Nas? You seen? I didn't even know
yeah.
you. I saw the picture after. I was like, where the hell did you see Nas at?
Sunday was Halloween, so like,
Yeah,
some people I knew Nas, right? And then,
yeah.
you know, we went to his Halloween party and he did a performance, and I got to chop it up with him a little. It was super dope. He doesn't really watch battle rap like that, so you know, it was okay for me to ask for a picture, right? Because like he
Yeah,
doesn't know he doesn't watch battle rap, right?
yeah.
But I was just in fan mode that whole night. Nas is one of the best, you know what I mean? So like he's a legend. So chilling. I didn't like. It's not like we were sitting there kicking it, you know what I mean? But we were all in the section, talking, whatever, just being normal. That's the one thing that a lot of people will tell me why like I'm not one of those people that just uh I think people need to realize that people that are legends or celebrities or whatever, they're fucking people too, right? They just want to chill. So that's all you got to do. But with Nas, I was like, yo, I have to. That's Nas. You know what I mean? So I was just like, yo, let me get a picture, whatever, whatever. But yeah,
And the last one, we need to talk
super
about
crazy.
Remy fixing your boots,
Oh yeah,
man. How did that come? Because we just seen her fixing the
that
lace, but
yeah.
what was the convo before she dived in there? Like,
So the convo was,
yeah.
where you from? And I no, this was the convo first happened on stage.
Okay.
The convo was um Remy saying good words about me versus Pat, which was super dope.
Fire.
Um, us talking about the first time I met Remy was when I battled Mike, because her and Pat were at the
Yeah.
Kings and Queens next day. Yeah, and there's a part in my third when I say, to Mike, when I say uh, what's the bar? I'm repping the whole culture. You're trying to get accepted or what? You hear somebody say, "What?" That's Remy, right? So like, and then seeing that while I'm performing was crazy. So we were just chopping it up on stage. She was saying, "Yo, incredible performance, whatever, whatever." But the one thing I would have you change, because I asked for advice. Everybody that's been here, I asked for advice, right? So I was like, "Yo, any advice, whatever?" She was like, "Yeah, one thing." So I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Why'd you do the boots like that?" Right? And I'm like, yo, I know how to fucking do it, but I'm performing, right? So I'm not trying to be up there moving around and a fucking shoe flies off, right? So I tied it up. That's my thinking behind it. But then she was like, no, I'll show you the proper way to do it, right? So then later, when that video was taken, it starts from where you from. And I said, Jersey. She was like, that's too close for you not to do the boots like that. Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
then I was like,
yeah.
I was like, I was like, I know, but I'm performing. That's why I got the laces up. Like I don't all like in my normal life, I don't have the laces up. But I'm on stage, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to fucking trip or nothing. I'm moving around. That's why I had it like that. But I learned, I'm every New Yorker, every East Coaster, when they see my boots like that, they have a heart attack. You know what I mean? So like I gotta do it like that.
Yeah.
So that was super dope too. She was like, "Here, come sit down," and I sit down. She was like, "All right, look, this is what you got to do it like this," and that shit was just legendary. You know
Yeah,
what I
no,
mean?
that you know what, that's perfect. That's just it's perfect. I
Yo,
loved every second of it. Keep that forever,
yo,
man.
that was amazing, bro. You shout out to Remy.
Oh my goodness, man! What a star-studded weekend. And like you said earlier,
Amazing.
you never know who's watching.
Yeah.
It's only gonna get bigger. You don't know what celebrity is a big fan of you. They might try to get you for this $1 million battle that they're trying to set up in the near future. So
Shout out to Joe Budden because I saw I'm a fan of his podcast and a fan of him as a rapper and
he
all of
did say
that.
a long time ago he would pay for you and JC.
Yeah, he did. And then he releases his episodes on Patreon before he does on YouTube. I got his Patreon.
Okay.
And he said because they were talking about the challenge that Drake said when he was like, "Yo, pick or everybody that's rapper, whatever, you pick your favorite battle rapper, let's put money up, whatever."
Ooh,
And he said, "Yo, my pick is Sick." So
ooh.
that was super dope.
Let's get
Um,
it.
Shout out to All Things Battle Rap for posting that too. But because that's when I first heard of it. I didn't hear it on the pod yet, but yo,
Nice.
shout out to him. You know, that's crazy to me because so you know how I just mentioned Crooked Eye. So Joe Budden, all that whole slaughterhouse movement, bro. That was like my high school, bro. Like that
Mm.
that really influenced me in a big way. So when people like as dope as it is, seeing people like Drake and Freeway and Remy and Chris Brown, like these are all incredible artists that I'm a fan of. But then meeting people that influenced you, you know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of crazy to me. So shout out to them.
Yo, man. Joe's been saying for a while he wanted to get behind the battle, and now that the challenge is out there, you gotta put your money where your mouth is. If you're really behind this,
Yeah.
we need to see you get behind a real sick battle, man. I would love to see where this challenge takes it to. I'm wondering if we're gonna get a little more pop up shops, like more like battles at celebrities' cribs or more battles at athletes'
Mhm.
cribs, because there's a lot of big battle rap fans. Vince Carter's a huge
Right.
battle rap fan. Mike Scott. The list goes on. The list goes on
Yeah.
of all the celebrities that could really get some coins behind this because I feel like battle rappers like I've been hearing from everybody that's on the Drake card. It's the most money they've ever made. So that's
Yeah.
really great. But I'm sure as a whole, everybody feels like we're the only art form in the world that has to perform flawlessly, can only use this once, and also put our brands on the line while we're doing so. We need to be
Yeah.
compensated as such.
Hmm.
You know.
Yeah. It's yeah. It's definitely a elite like style of performance. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not only it's not just memorizing lines and going up there. It's kind of like there's so many different elements to it, and then like people don't even know some of the things that you only experience as a performer. Like when you're on stage, your breath is shorter. It
Mm.
doesn't matter who you are. Your first round, your breath is shorter. So the way that you rehearsed, where you normally take your breath, you got to take a breath a couple words earlier. You know what I mean? Or trying to squeeze those words out, which is why you see people running out of breath a lot. Your breath is just shorter because you're on stage and the fucking room quiets down. You know what I'm saying? And you got like 1,000 eyes on you, just looking at you. Like the show stops and the show gets put into your hands, basically.
Mm.
It goes from the host to round one, it's on you. Now everybody looks at you. What you about to do? You know what I mean? And now you have to control the show. You know what I mean? You can't stumble, you can't stutter, you can't do any of that. And if you do, it fucks up, you know, the like you have to be flawless. And like you said, the only thing I guess it's similar to is like stand-up comedy or like
Mm.
maybe a Broadway special. But the thing that separates it is we only can use this once.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So I'm glad you said that too, because comedians will test their material out city to city, same shit, same thing with Broadway plays and shit like that. But yeah, it's the only one where you just use it once and you can never say it again. You're lucky if you got a slogan. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I know the old
Like,
era. I know like the old DVD eras. Like we had to battle random people 3, 4, 5 times a day, and we didn't know what was going on. Like yeah, but you had the same
yeah,
rounds everywhere you went. Like you use the
yeah, the
same
same
rounds.
rounds.
You use the same rounds from corner to corner. Like
And it was just your friends and your opponent's friends. It wasn't like, yeah, the world saw it on the DVDs,
right.
right? But like, it wasn't live streaming. All right, shows on you, 200K people watching. Go ahead,
Yeah,
let's see you to say that rhyme and your homie say it behind you, like while you rapping it. Like it,
yeah.
yeah, of course. Each era has its, pros and cons. It has its stuff that's harder, but I do think the not being able to use the same rhymes again is a big factor. You know what I mean? Because now the skill back in the day was you just got 30 verses in the chamber. You know what I mean? And then you're still
Mm.
writing more and you're still writing more and you're still writing more. So that was the skill, back then. And it's not an event. So, there's no security. Anything can happen at any time. So
Facts.
like I said, there's pros and cons to each era, but I do think it's crazier now,
Let's,
but we wouldn't be here without them. So shout out to them.
that's very true. That's very true.
Yeah,
Let's talk about some of the future things that's lined up for you. Because one of my favorite things after watching all your performances is watching how Smack reacts after your
yeah,
performances. He has this satisfaction. He gives you this handshake. He has this smile, and it's that smile of, "Oh, I'm gonna get you back on the stage real soon. Don't you worry." You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
Since the B Magic battle to now, like
yeah,
I know that
yeah,
face, and you know that face as well. So I'm
yeah.
sure is a possibility we might see you on a December card. Is that possible?
Um, that's probably gonna be the next one. To be honest, I want to end the year off strong. I think I'm one of the contenders. I fucking hate Geechee, man. Every time I think I'm about to win,
Yeah.
this motherfucker, like, I think, all right, I just stopped Danny's fucking champion of the year run.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, wins the tournament. I get fucking Pat Stay. Boom, loaded Lux, bitch. What's up? Like every time I think I'm about to do something to go up, this motherfucker is
Is
like,
Geechee a lock for number one? Like, is it closed off, or is it still some
it's
possibility of
over, man. It's over. It's over.
it's over?
Everybody got it. Unless you get fucking two goats back to back, November, December. Like, how? How? This motherfucker won a tournament and got loaded Lux the fuck out of here. Like, like, how could you put anybody above him? I guess everybody's fighting for like another fucking spot or whatever. I'm
Right.
very proud of as dope as champion of the year is and all of that.
Yeah.
And I think it's super dope. I went from bottom five last year to top five this year. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So as dope as it is, and I just think my resume this year needs to. I just want to address when I talk about it, the time that I took these battles. Like, think about the mentality you have to have when you accept these battles. I'm battling Mike P on caffeine, on his return,
Headliner.
on headlining, and he got shows with caffeine and stuff. So imagine what's going on in my head. Like, this motherfucker's about to go crazy. I battled Danny Myers when he's the champion of the year. He's leading this shit. I accept the battle for that. I'm from Jersey and I'm battling Arsenal. Nobody battles Av. Everybody ducks him. I take Av on my first big stage. And then Pat Stay, the fucking boogeyman that people are scared to stand in front of. I stand in front of, in my opinion, his best rapping. You know what I mean? That he's done on URL. Like,
Mm.
I don't think he's rapped like that on that's probably his best performance on URL. Maybe there's a debate with that or the rock performance or something, but A1 Pat Stay and have a great fucking battle. Like, that's like, I just want people to notice what the fuck is happening. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a pretty tough resume. Who's gonna stand in front of these people and have classic a casket? because
Yeah, well,
if you really
that's why you're rated so high. That's why you're rated so high
right,
because half of the year, you know what I'm saying, you were literally the underdog going into a lot of these matches and came out victorious. And your
yeah,
last two on the stage, like, you know, I might have you losing a half, but it's a very great performance from you. And you and Pat
right,
Stay, I have you edging it. But it's a super debatable battle, and yet again, another
yeah,
great performance. And like I've told you this so many times, and I want to say it again because it's really important. I genuinely feel like you will never give the fans a bad performance in your career. Win, lose, or
never,
draw, like you will always give them something to be satisfied with, even if they
yeah,
have you losing. So like
yep,
that alone has so much value, and I think this isn't going to be like a fluke for you. This isn't going to be like, oh, I'm top five this year, and next year I'm gone. Like you're going to sustain
nah,
this
nah,
level for years and years to come.
absolutely, yeah,
Your
yeah,
chiller, I remember when I told you this. Your chiller battle, which you took a crazy level up. I'm like,
mhm,
that's not his ceiling. That's now his floor,
yeah, yeah,
and that's
yeah, and
crazy.
and that's the crazy thing about these performances. Like when I will never show up and be like that, like not give a good performance because I'm blessed to be here. You know what I mean? I have a lot of gratitude. I genuinely feel that gratitude when I go out to these events or when I read comments or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you're not only representing your brand, you're also kind of you got to give something back to the fans and the people that support you. You know, and you'll have stuff like music or merch or things like that, but if they're a fan of you from battle rap, you got to give them a performance of the shit that you do. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Um, that kind of answers your earlier question too about like what me getting more comfortable with the stage. I'm real like just me doing me works on that stage. You know what I mean? So like a lot of people try to switch shit up or something like that. But anyway, back to that. Yeah, I'm it's a gift and a curse because you keep setting these new boundaries, but then they keep becoming your floor. You know what I mean? So like
Mm.
that's how the shit works in battle rap. So
Yeah.
it kind of keeps you on your toes too. Because like let's say I have my best performance in December. Now that's gonna be the expectation. Every time people predict the battle, like after Chilla, every time people predicted a battle, they had that performance of mine. Then after Mike, it was probably that. And after Danny, it was probably that. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So
Yep.
like
Yep. Yep.
so after, you know, the more you do it, it's just a part of elevation, I guess. But it also challenges you to outdo yourself. You know what I mean? And then you get to a certain point to where people like Surf and Rock are, to where like you could just do what you're known to do and be good. Like you winning and losing is out of the spectrum for people like that.
Mm.
They just like you just got to do what you do at a high level and then you're good. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my spiel.
Let's break down this Twitter poll you posted of your next opponent, right? If you do
Yeah.
end the year strong with a December opponent on a potential volume card, your poll had
Mm-hmm.
DNA, had Tay Roc, had Disaster, one more name,
Chess.
and Chess,
Because he
and
caught me out in a battle with Clips.
he did that. He did.
Yeah.
He called you and Fonz out. He wants to spin the block on you, My
Yeah.
favorite part about the poll, I voted for Tay Roc on it because
Yeah.
I've heard Smack say he likes that match, so
Yeah.
I could see that happening. And Rock was the first
Yeah.
one to initiate that with
Yeah.
you. Obviously,
Thanks.
DNA has planted the seed of battling real sick for a long time, saying it's cold
Yeah.
outside, I'm getting sick, the weather's
Yeah.
outside, all that good stuff. But Dizaster,
Right.
like, there's no signs of Dizaster wanting to battle. Yet Dizaster won the poll by like the largest margin. Were you surprised, or you like, I knew it. I knew this was gonna happen.
No, because he said it here and there on like Angry Fans Live or something like that, or
Mm-hmm.
I met him in person um at the event, and I think he said something about it then too.
Mm.
Like he's interested in a battle, but I don't think that's the main reason. I think it's because like since I got to URL, a lot of people were suggesting that match, and I think there's definitely a percentage of those people that are just looking at us and wanting to see the battle. You know what I mean? Like cousin versus cousin or whatever. But like,
Yeah.
I think the majority of it is the way we rap. It has some similarities. It's not the same. I think I punch more than he does,
Definitely.
and he's more like long winded. Um, but the multis and the way we rhyme is similar. And that's a rare thing to do because a lot of people on URL will just focus on the punch. You know what I mean? They won't just rap. They'll just focus. That's why people like even when Briz or T Top, they rap. They don't just focus on the punch, right? But that's why people would want to see them versus somebody like Diz too, because he's a pioneer. He's one of the first guys that was rhyming like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think um I think that's probably the reason people want to see that battle. I didn't think it was gonna be like that clear though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if that, I mean, he's expressed interest in battling. He's a Mount Rushmore. So if that shit ever happens, that would be crazy. You know what I mean? Like that's ridiculous. Uh, and I think I would he'd give his best URL performance against me too. You know what I mean? I think
Mm.
because I think every time he's come over here, he's tried to do something, maybe switch something up or whatever. I've always said if Dizaster shows up on URL on a volume setting versus like the way he did versus Danny or Solomon, like something like that.
Yeah,
He
that'd be special.
people would stop hating on him. Like, and that's I think that's the main reason I want to battle him over here is because as a fan of battle rap, I don't like how much people don't give him the credit that I feel like has rightfully earned. You know what I mean? He's a legend in this shit. He was the first guy. He battled cannabis. He got cannabis and Cassidy on his resume. You know what I
Facts.
mean? Like that's wild.
Right.
Like so he's a legend in this shit. And I think that he just needs to give one of his nobody raps like him, you know what I'm saying? Um like he needs to get his flowers and stuff, especially over here. Because every time people talk about I don't know if it's because of the math thing or and he doesn't make himself easy to like. You know what I mean? It's not like
Yeah,
he's
we got to call a spade too. Like,
shaking hands and shaking hands and kissing babies and that.
right.
You know what I mean? He's slapping hands and kicking babies. Like he like fuck out of here. Like you know what I mean? So like, but
Yeah.
he's a legend, man. And I think he'd be extremely dangerous in a volume setting or a caffeine setting. You know what I mean? That
Mm.
small fucking enclosed area. Like, bro, that he'd be a fucking monster in that. So and it would be an honor to stand in front of that. Like I've been watching this forever. Same thing with Pat. When I was Pat's first round is probably my favorite round somebody's ever said to me. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like standing there listening to it, I was in fan mode. Like the shit he was
You
doing with
you
the
you had you
Danny.
had you had some pretty good defense in the first round, but the second two rounds, like you couldn't help but
Yeah.
laugh.
Yeah. I'm a fan of Pat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's one of the greatest in the world. And it's just sometimes it'll like you got to be in war mode up there. But sometimes you'll snap out of it and realize like, yo, this is one of the best in the fucking world, and he's talking about me. You know what I'm saying? Like I had that moment with Arsenal. Arsenal was on my Mount Rushmore when he was rapping at me, and I was like, holy shit, this is Arsenal. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Same thing with Magic. Magic has always been one of my favorites, and when he got into his flow, I was like, yo, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro. So I think, long story short, yeah, I think me and Diz, whenever it happens, I think it's inevitable. Maybe I don't know if I'm delusional for thinking that, but I think that battle would
No,
be
no.
super crazy.
I
You know
think
what
I
I mean?
think I think I think it is inevitable. I just
Mm-hmm.
because you got Pat Stay this year, that's
Yeah,
already putting you in a box where it's like, all right, everybody that's on Pat Stay's level, Av's level,
yeah,
there's no reason why you can't come down here and get the smoke. And of course, right, you're still real early into your career, so everybody is
yeah,
still at a different point of view. So you'll take the smoke with anybody. But
yeah.
what matches are the ones that's most like closest to happening? Like, which is the ones that are in negotiations, have been in talks? Which is the one like out of all those names, which is like the closest to actually getting locked in?
Well, now I do have to be picky with my battles,
Mm.
um, and especially leading into next year. But that doesn't mean I won't still do like what I did over the summer, like battle every month or whatever. But I'm trying to kind of space my battles out a little more. You know what I mean? I went on this 3 battle run in 3 months, right? And then, took September off and then battle Pat. And now I'm taking November off and I'll probably be back in December. And that's probably gonna be how it's gonna be from now on. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to space them out a little bit more, because that's kind of like what happens through elevation. Your battles just get more spaced out, and your price goes up, right? But I do want to make my battles like moments right now. Since I'm new, every time I'm on, there is a moment, but there's gonna be a certain point where people, when you're like a household name and people know you, which I think I'm probably getting there now. But then there's a point after that where people get used to what you do, and
Mm.
where you got to reinvent yourself and shit like that. You know what I mean? So I do want to be picky with how many battles I take and the time I take them in. But I think that the battles that are definitely close to happening, I think the DNA battle would be. Um, Sean said he wants to battle. I think that would be. If I had to order it, I'd probably say DNA, Rock, um, and then like Disaster, Chess, and Shine is probably maybes or something. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But
Okay.
I think DNA and Rock are probably the closest to being. But Rock called me out again on Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was talking. Today he was talking to Swamp. I think he said you, Sick, then Danny Myers in that order or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, I said me and Rock on the Cassidy freeway card would be crazy. Let's do that. Let's do that. Make
Yeah.
it an event.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I do on big cards, right?
Yeah.
I was on
Yeah.
Gnome, I was on the Drake card.
Yeah.
Just put me on the Cassidy freeway card, me and Rock.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna need as
And
much
that would be a
firepower on that.
challenge.
We're gonna need as much firepower on that card possible. So.
Yeah. The real main event, man. Nah, shout out to both of them.
Yeah.
At least the fucking with back. Shout out to Freeway too for coming back. He's gonna be coming back. It's gonna be dope to see, how he raps. If he sounds like he did when he first battled Cass, or
Mm-hmm.
like if it's gonna be something new. Um, and then shout out to Cass, because as much as we have our criticisms about his performance and stuff, he's still trying to get battle rap lit, and you gotta, it's the same kind of respect you give somebody like Chris Brown or Drake when they're supporting battle rap. You know what I mean? He's using his light to shed it on battle rap. You know what I mean? So you gotta always salute Cash for that. I just hope, you know, there's no like elephant trunks or whatever he said the first time, like this time. But
Hey, you know what's crazy though? Cassidy might. This is gonna be the first battle where Cassidy's like the favorite because every other battle against a battle rapper, we think he's gonna die, and he never really
isn't it?
does.
Won't it be wild though if people pick Freeway? Like,
It would all be. It was. You know what's crazy too? Like this is another battle where Cassidy is gonna have like bars, like he can
yeah.
say his old freeway bars to him on the stage, and the crowd might finish it. Like you'll
Do you
crumble like
know if it's a
Dorito
big
chips and
stage?
like and they
Do you
will
know?
like. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Do you think it's a big stage?
Cassidy said yesterday, as a report on Black Compass, that he will not battle on small rooms. So it's
Mm.
definitely going to be a big stage.
He's adamant, bro. He's, you know what I mean? If at first you don't succeed,
Try
like
it 5 more
he
times.
he did good with Hitman though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
like, yeah, maybe he's learning.
I mean, you
But
have to. You have no choice. You have no choice after you keep doing it this many times, and the
yeah,
bar set so low. Is only way to go up from here is up. So
yeah, man. Like especially on that stage, like you gotta. That's when like it's not just bars anymore. That's the crazy thing. The shit he's preaching about, like you know, bars is the only thing that should matter. Like with the elevation, it's more than that. You know what I mean? Like
it,
elevation means
it's so it's
in
so
addition to bars,
it's so
right?
ironic. He
So
says
like,
that bar is the only thing that should matter. When I feel like people aren't gravitating towards his content on the stage, but who he is as a brand. Because like he promos, he talks shit, he sells tickets, he antagonizes everybody. He does a bunch of interviews. Like he is a
yeah,
running machine. And then when it gets to the
yeah,
battle, it's like it's all right, it's okay. It's not as good as what it was leading up to it. So he's all about the bars,
yeah,
but we like him for everything but the bars.
right, right. It's kind of like, yeah, his battles is kind of like the ones he's won. It's been everything but the bars that got the reaction, right? Like
Right.
it was like with Hitman, the where was I?
Where
You
was
know what I mean?
I?
Like so I don't know, man. Like again, I think he I don't think he's doing anything bad with battle rap. I think he loves the culture and he is trying to, you know, make the culture better or whatever. But to me, the irony comes from him not wanting small room battles,
Mm,
but that's the room he would do the best in. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Like
I agree.
because that's the room where the bars are focused on. When you're on a stage, it is impossible to have a whole crowd there looking at you, but listening to you. Like you got to do more than just be
Yo,
up there moving your hands. You
I
know what I'm
tell
saying?
this. Thank you for saying that. I say this
Like
all the time. Like people was like, "Oh, I was in the building," and in my head, I'm like, "You're in the building, so you're gonna absorb the energy." But as far as like all 6 rounds of a battle, you're not listening to every line all 6 rounds. It's
you
impossible.
can't be. You
It's
can't be.
impossible.
Dog, and that's one thing I'm learning about the stage. People like little doses of great rapping, but if you're rapping really great for a long time without a punch, they their attention span go like you start losing some. You can feel the energy, like you're losing some people. You know what I mean? You can like kind of feel that, like, all right, this side of the room dropped off a little bit because I said this word too quick or something. You know what I mean? Like you could kind of feel that in the energy on a big stage. So like, you know,
You got
yeah,
you got to
you
fact you
gotta
got to factor in you're smoking, you're drinking, you're watching 6 battles for 7 hours. You're next to people that are yelling. If you're
standing
on
up.
if you're standing up, if you're on a stage, you don't really get a clear view. If you're in the VIP, you're probably dealing with all the people in VIP. Like I feel like even if you're standing front row center to try to watch
Yeah,
all 7 battles, you can't watch them without some form of distraction. So like. I, Leaving the building is all about who won energy wise. The camera and
it's
people who
all
watch at home
energy.
is the people that listen to the content.
It's all energy, bro. It's all energy because like yeah, it's like you said, it's all of that stuff. And unless you have a standing up job, you don't realize what standing up for 10 hours does to your body, right? Like your legs, your feet, your shins, your
Yo, you
calves,
you you never
your
get used
lower
to it.
back is
You never
hurting.
you never
Yeah,
get used to it.
never, never, bro. Yo, like, but like you could work it. You could work at a warehouse,
Yeah.
standing up, walking around all day. Go to a battle event, you will still be hurting, bro. Like yeah, it's that. Yeah, it's the energy. The energy is the only thing that's in the building. You know what I mean? Which is why people with high energy do so good on big stage battles and stuff. You know what I mean? And that's probably the reason that, for example, Geechee could go on last and still, have bars that shake the room. He brought an energy with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas Lux like got on stage rubbing his eyes, yawning and
it's,
shit.
pa- it's
Past his
past his
bedtime. Yeah,
bedtime.
like oh man.
what
That's
was
two people this year that said I'm tired in a battle, man. My boy Danny and then Lux. Like
I'm just
that
tired, bro.
which is just the worst part, yeah, yeah. Like you know Lux is tired though. But you know what's crazy? You know what's dope about Lux though? His energy is he has such a good energy because he got off the stage with that and he was like walking through still saying what's up to people, laughing, smiling, his
Yeah.
regular what's up, you know what I mean? Like he's a character, bro. But I mean, yeah, that's hilarious.
I'm just
Seeing old people up there like
I'm
I'm
just
tired
tired.
of shit.
I'm just tired, bro. Yo, but real talk though, battle rap is physically taxing to
Bro,
everybody.
you have no idea how happy I was. Me and Pat were going first, bro. I was like, I'm so happy I don't gotta sit there. Cause like when me and Av battled, for example, like we was probably third to last. So now I'm like sitting for a long time. I'm like, I'm not even rehearsing my material because I've done it so much. I know it. You don't want to get bored of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're just sitting there, just fucking like the energy in the room, every time it gets fucking spent, it like takes something from you too, because you gotta create your own energy when you get back on stage. So like, yeah, I know, like performing later in the night is very physically taxing. Even if you're not moving around, you could be sitting down, and you're gonna your energy is gonna
You,
get taxed.
people always say like we need more exposure to get new fans to battle rap.
Yeah,
And I feel like a lot of people don't understand an event until they come to an event. But
yeah,
it's just taxing on all parties. Like as a fan, you got to stand for all those hours. As a battle
yeah.
rapper, you have the anxiety of trying to prepare for your battle and getting ready for
Uh-huh.
it. Like if you go later in the night, you're probably not watching the event, right? If you're the league owners or the league staff, you're working the event all crazy. So no matter who's in that building, somebody has to make some kind of physical sacrifice to enjoy the
You
culture.
know what? You know what I learned? um, I learned this talking to Twerk.
Hmm.
He doesn't watch any battles before he goes on,
Yeah.
and that's probably the move because anytime I went on later, you know what I mean. Like good thing, like me and Mike were the main event, but there was only 3 battles before us, right?
Hmm.
When me and Av, I don't know how many battles was before me and Av. It might have been the same amount, but there was a big ass crowd there, so that was the most taxed I've ever been getting on stage. But like, I think that that's a good strategy, like what Twerk was saying, like not watching any battles until you go on stage because you preserve your energy. He's just outside hearing the crowd. You know what I mean? He's not watching any battles. He's not listening, and then he goes on stage and creates his own energy. I think that was a jewel that I got talking to Twerk. So
Mm.
I think I'm gonna probably be doing that from now on. But
Yo, man, it's a nice little Jersey alliance going on. Twerk's performing well, Surf's performing well.
Jersey put on,
You know what I'm
bro. I
saying?
was so
I
happy.
feel like
Yeah,
ever since you mentioned like, yo, I want Jersey to put on, like we've seen a 180
it's because
since
of
then.
me. Imagine. Nah, bro. That it. I know it's not because of me, but it's super dope that when I brought attention to it, like in the arts battle, I think that's probably when I brought attention to it. Like, yo, everybody chokes. Like, and I said I'm the only one in our state that don't choke. Which I do want to say, Dre Dennis is also from Jersey and he doesn't choke. So shout out to Dre Dennis. I don't know how that slipped my mind when I wrote that.
Yeah,
My bad,
because he live
bro.
in PA, so he
But
be
like,
claiming PA, he be claiming Jersey, so like,
nah,
you
man.
know, but he's Jersey based.
He's Jersey, man. He's
Yeah.
Jersey. But yeah, so I think ever since I said that, I have noticed it. Like I'm super proud. That especially that night because it was Twerk, it was Surf, and it was me representing Jersey. The people saying Jersey on stage went fucking crazy all 3 rounds. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that was a great, definitely a highlight of the night. You know what I mean? So and you know, not only just having 3 rounds, I'm saying like the highlights of the night for the people watching too. You know what I'm saying? Like
Facts.
me and Pat, great back and forth. Surf had a
Facts.
great performance. Twerk and Rock was probably battle of the night. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I should keep we should keep doing that. But
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, I'll be honest, man. When Jersey's performing well, battle rap wins. Like Twerk performing
yeah,
well is a good thing for battle rap. Surf performing well is a good thing for battle rap because he antagonizes all the people. He's talking shit. He's
yeah,
outside. He's active. Like so, when that city specifically is performing well, like
state,
we get a good energy in the culture.
yeah, state, not city.
Oh, you're
But
right.
I'm sure you meant that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I
Nah,
meant.
it's also super dope because I just hate when people say Jersey and associate it with quitting. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
now we're kind of kicking ass. Let's keep this up so people turn Jersey into a powerful thing. That's why I always made it a point to say Jersey after a crazy round. You know what I mean? I even started getting a little too hype and adding words. Jersey, bitch. You know what I mean? Like I'm saying that in my first round. When I landed the book line, I'm from Jersey, bitch. I'm putting the pride back in it, bro. Let's go, Jersey.
Yeah, yeah. You know,
Yeah.
I was seeing in the chat, people were saying like they love how humble you are. I remember one time I told you like, yo, I can't wait to see like what it looks like when you're talking shit to somebody. You're like, I
Yeah.
probably won't be that way because that's not who I am. But I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie, like you're this good because you're passionate. I'm just curious
Mm-hmm.
to see what it looks like when somebody like kind of gets under your skin. And you're like, yo, I really want to kill you. Like I will want to see what grudge match sick looks like, or what an
Yeah.
angry sick looks like. I'm curious to see what it's like. You know what I mean?
I
So
think the closest I think the closest to that was probably me versus Mike.
Yeah.
I did not like Mike P at all.
Yeah, no,
But
yeah.
then,
From the beginning, once the announcement was made, like you felt like he was trying to slight you and all that, so you were not
yeah,
happy.
yeah, and then, but then, that's why my first two rounds were so. I felt like they were lethal as fuck. I felt like my third even. I had lethal last rounds for him. But I mean, going there and then meeting him and him being nice, and then he pissed, but he
Yeah,
pissed me off in the face off. You know what I mean? Because he was yelling and shit, and I
yeah,
was just like, "What is happening?" And then he gets off and he's like, "All right." He goes this jokingly.
yeah,
He's not actually scared of me, people. I'm not trying to say that, but he
yeah.
goes to security like, "Yo, protect me." I just yelled, "That's it." You know what I mean? But like, so he's not he's cool. He's funny. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So that probably isn't exactly what you're talking about
yeah,
because like we were
yeah.
still cool at the face
But
off and
that's the
stuff.
closest variation we've gotten to that
That's the
so far.
closest
Yeah,
one though.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
the closest one. I think
I
yeah, I don't
also
know. I don't
like it.
know.
I also like it because you have a lot of banter in between battles. So like when you were talking
Yeah,
shit to
yeah,
Mike, like
yeah,
that shit look funny. That shit look good.
yeah,
That shit
yeah,
age well. Like
yeah.
you're like, oh, you finally cooking. You're like, what you mean finally?
Yeah.
I've been cooking, and you got him so upset. Like I like it. I
Yeah,
like it, man. You know what I mean?
yeah. I don't know. Yeah, because look. I'm 26, right?
Yeah.
I got I did a lot of growing in my life, right? Pause if necessary, right?
Oh shit, that was a good one.
That was a bad one. That was crazy. All right,
Yeah,
maturity.
yeah.
We'll say that.
Have matured. Have
I, I
matured.
I used to be, I used to get into a lot of fights and shit like that because I'd get mad at everything. Through maturity, you kind of learn to not let yourself get to that point, right? So like that's why I'm so like grounded now. You know what I mean? When you have an outlet like battle rap or writing or the gym, you know what I mean, where all your aggression and all that shit is going out, why the hell would you walk around angry all day? You know what I'm saying? Like and I'm living my fucking dream. You know what I'm saying? So like there's no reason to be like that. I'm appreciating life and all of that, but if I don't know what somebody would have to do to really make me bad, um, because I try to if there's any kind of discrepancy or something, I try to just handle it in a mature talking way. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I
I mean,
but I take it to wherever it needs to go.
we've talked
Basically.
in the past about like some people try to discredit you and you're like, I'm gonna hold back, but I want to fire on them. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
yeah,
I'm
and
interested to see just a little bit what an angry like you're really humble and I love that, but there's always gonna be somebody that takes that humbleness for granted and you gotta kind of remind them like, yo, hold on, man, like you see who I am,
yeah,
like
I
you
kind of
see
I
what's up
kind
here,
of on
like
stage is kind of like when
yeah,
I'm the least humble. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Because I mean, you could even see it in the Pat battle. Like, there's one point where I think I landed the ice pick you bar,
Mm.
and I screamed in his ear loud as shit, like, "What? Like, fuck, what are you talking about, bitch?"
Yeah.
And like, but like, um, yeah, I think on stage is probably when I'm the most like that. But I don't know. I don't know what somebody would have to do. I mean, there have been people in battle rap that have pissed me off. You know what I mean? Um, but like, we never crossed paths or anything. So I don't know. You might one day see a random video of me fucking choke slamming somebody at a face off. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but
Yeah.
you know, I hope that doesn't happen. I just like appreciating life, and I mean
Yeah.
appreciating everybody supporting me, and I'm gonna just continue to elevate.
He, what you saying is leave me the fuck alone. Don't.
Yeah, yeah,
Basically.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Yo,
just
sick man. I don't want to take too much more of your time, man. But I will say this, man. It's been a hell of a year for you. We can't wait to see if you have another battle in December. Biggest thing though is I remember Mickey Fax was saying this earlier last week. He said not all battle rappers have brands. And so when they're
Mhm.
out here battling, they just mindlessly battling, and they're kind of like stuck in a rotation of being outside and just battling with no real elevation or growth.
Right.
Although you have battled a lot, it feels all strategic. Obviously, you have this merch, you have your music, you become an identity. So, like, tell me a little bit about what you've learned also the last 2 years of like really just becoming a whole walking brand and not just a battle rapper.
I think I've always kind of had that mentality because I felt like I was like I meant what I said when I battled Mike. Like I feel like I'm repping a whole culture. I'm representing a whole community, and I feel like representation is a big thing that people don't talk about. Not to this about to get deep. Pause. But seeing people that look like you
Yeah.
doing successful things, it influences you to you know see what you can do. You know what I mean? It kind of opens your horizons
Mm.
more and stuff. You know what I mean? So one aspect of me doing this, I kind of always had that in mind. Like, yo, there's somebody watching right now. Yo, my favorite Punjabi artist just followed me on Instagram, bro. I mean, this dude got millions of followers. His videos got 200 million views. Like he's
What?
out there.
This is
Like he.
recently or this is back during the Mike P battle? I remember
This is
somebody.
right after Pat Stay. Right after Pat Stay.
Somebody
So
really
like,
big followed you after the Mike P battle too. I remember you talked about
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Jinder Mahal follows me, bro. That's wild.
that's
And
crazy.
WWE likes
Wow.
my picture still. He's very supportive. Our community is very supportive, right? But also, I'm representing a whole bunch of people, and I'm trying to influence at the same time, right? Because like being a minority in America, especially my minority, like people looking like us and getting whatever we had to deal with, like putting confidence back in people that look like me. Number one. So I've always had that.
Mm.
I've always had that thought. Number two, I just love the craft. You know what I mean? I just love hip hop. Like I was doing it before I was doing anything with it. You know what I mean? And then even if battle rap wasn't happening, I'd still be doing something with it. So like making sure that like that's kind of very important to me. All the brand stuff, it's kind of always been in my mind, but like now I am starting to feel like I need to take more advantage of the attention in a positive way, and turning it into whatever I can. So whether that be putting out music or asking some people that follow me for networking with them or like um building my merch, you know what I mean, shit like that. Like I do got to be paying attention to more shit like that. You know what I mean? Because there are people that follow you and kind of want updates from you. You know what I mean? And my only updates can't be interviews and battles. You know what I mean? I gotta put. I got a lot of music stacked up that I'm kind of like. I'm a perfectionist, so I'm waiting for this shit, the right time and the right mix. You know what I mean? I'm picky with the mixes and shit too, but all of that stuff, I'm just getting it in order and trying to, just be out there all the time. You know what I mean? And just touch I was gonna say touch the people. Uh reach anybody that supports me and any of that and try to give that gratitude energy back. You
No,
know what I mean? So
no, that was beautiful. That was beautiful, bro. That was a great answer. And you rep
thank
an
you.
untapped market in battle rap, and it's just like
Yeah.
even right now, like you're wearing the No Farmers sweater right now, and it just like goes back to
Yes.
like the end of your Mike P round when you said it like they shut the internet over there, so these 8 bars here is more comfortable than they ever get over there. Like,
Yeah.
bro, that still gives me goosebumps to this day. And everybody in that room just had this like affirmation and this like positive look, like wow, like he's using his platform in a
Mm-hmm.
way that's like not cheesy, you know what I mean? Like not weird or not cringy or not
Yeah.
like sidestepping, but like finding a way to like incorporate it to what's going on in the moment and a broader
Yeah.
message across the world. And
Yeah.
it's like the most responsible way of you using your voice. And that was at the
You
beginning
have
of the
to.
year. So I can only imagine as things get
Yeah,
bigger
you
and
have to do that with everything. I mean, not only to bring it back to Sikh people, my people, fighting against oppression and fighting on the right side of justice and all of that is kind of embedded in us. So even when I battled chaos and the Black Lives Matter protests were going on, we both had a section in our third round about that. You know what I mean? I made it a point to do that because your platform should be used for all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, it's not only just me; it's just any injustice that's going on. I feel like I need to say something about it or spread some kind of awareness. Of, you know what I mean? Like something. But I feel like, yeah, you should be using if every single time you got on, you did something like that, yeah, it could get repetitive and cheesy. Not because you make it repetitive and cheesy, but because people will perceive it that way. You know what I mean? If you keep doing it, as unfortunate as it is, you know what I mean? But I think you should every so often use your platform for shit that people who had your platform would use it for. You know what I mean? Like, especially if they're causes you believe in. So yeah, it's hip hop, bro. That's hip hop.
Well said, man. Well said. Would you guys believe this man is 26, man? I know I wouldn't. You know what I'm
I
saying, man?
turned my birthday's November 27th. I turned 27, so I'm officially old by my birthday, but
Right, by
yeah,
millennial years. But Sick, man, this is a pleasure, man. It's always great to not just watch you perform, but always to chop it up with you. I really appreciate
uh,
all the support that you've given us, and it's been a luxury to follow your career as a whole. Can't wait to see where it continues to go.
last thing, never say lyrical leap ever again. Never say
But
lyrical leap
but it's
ever
true.
again.
But it's true
No,
though.
no, no, no. Listen, rappers, rappers who use the word lyrical are outdated, and everybody makes fun of people using the word lyrical. Me and Pat Stay were dying for fucking 10 minutes after we said lyrical leap. That was our joke of the weekend.
That's
Was lyrical
hilarious.
leap. Like we
It,
were like, yo, you ready to take a lyrical leap?
but it's fun.
Nobody
You,
says lyrical. I know what you
yeah,
mean. You
yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
You could just say elevation, bro. Never say lyric.
Listen,
That sounds like a verb
but people
dog.
still use people. I get it. Lyrical's old school, but people still. There's still a lot of fans that say lyrical. They
Is
still say
Yeah, I know.
lyrically. Like so,
Look,
like
lyrical is a word. It is a word in the
right, right,
dictionary.
right,
But
right.
so is defeat. But that doesn't mean like
Yeah.
it's just one of those like that's why I always laugh whenever I said verb
Would it have been
I'm
better
a
if I said
good.
your writing took a leap? Your writing had
Yeah,
elevated.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It's just the word lyrical. That's it.
I
It's
get it.
just
It's
it's
still
just it's just funny.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
when Verb calls himself a lyrical whirlwind. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like a lyrical chainsaw. Like
Lyrical
that
hot
shit is
water.
horrible.
He'd be like,
Yeah, lyrical hot water. Like that. Yeah. Nah, but that was just an inside joke between me and Pat all weekend.
hey
Just had
man,
to tell you that.
it's
Lyrical leap.
it's it. It's funny. It's funny because the last press conference I did with Pat Stay was years ago with Danny Myers,
Yeah.
and I had asked Pat a question like, "Hey, look, you kind of neutralize lyricism with your style. Like, how do you
Mhm.
feel about that? Battling somebody like Danny?" And everybody was
Yeah.
like, "What do you mean by this? This is that? Like, what do you mean he neutralizes lyricism?" And then the
Uh-huh.
next day, Pat Stay opens his second round, literally saying, "I ain't come here to get lyrical with you." I'm like, "See, this is.
Yeah.
I know I'm not crazy. Like, whatever. It may sound a certain way, but like I've watched
Yeah.
enough to know like I make sense of what I'm saying."
I think what people were probably saying with that, because I did see that. Yo, I researched Pat so much before this battle. I watched everything.
Right.
But I think what people were more so people probably thought you weren't calling Pat like Pat has a lot of lyricist qualities, you know what I
Definitely.
mean? And you definitely saw that in my battle and the Daily battle, you know what I mean? So I think that's what people were talking about more than because he does have the ability. It's not lyricism, it's more so aggression that he neutralizes. You
Mm-hmm.
know, because if you're good against him, you're still good against him. It's just if you're just rah, 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 and then he's like, what's up, bro? You know what I mean? Like he could just neutralize that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have to be aware of that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, thanks for the good words, bro. Y'all been supporting since day one, so shout out to y'all. Are we closing? Am I closing too early?
Oh no,
I
you
thought you were about to say something.
no, no, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
We
All
was
right, all right.
just still talking about Pat and all that, and uh,
Or
listen, he battles every time a pen kind of battle rapper battles Pat. Like
yeah.
their strongest suit, which is being pen heavy. He kind
That's
of
why
just
I made sure
he
to
kind of just
do
puts that
things
down.
like yeah, that's why I made sure to do things like the look at me go or like according to Smack, you're from Nova Scotia. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like
yeah,
I made sure to have little jokes and shit in there too.
yeah,
But I also made sure not to be high the whole fucking battle. I utilize my tones, you know what I mean?
mm,
Because Pat does that a lot. So but yeah.
Yeah, dog. I mean, we'll see what's up, man. The next press conference will be fun. I mean, everything sports related with press conferences always kind of has a moment. It's supposed to have a moment. That's
Yeah,
fine. It's good. This is good for battle
yeah,
rap. If you see the shit anywhere else and it's like
yeah,
that, we need that too. Everything that's kind of been in other industries is trying to transfer down in our industry. So
yeah.
we
Make
need.
a shirt called that says "Lyrical Leap" on it. I'm telling
I'll change
you,
the
it
name to
will
the next couple days to Lyrical Leap Talk Podcast. Like we'll do that.
Lyrical Leap podcast.
Yo,
Yeah,
well, it's funny though. That New Jersey twerk against Charlie Clips, it really was, in my opinion, like that's what twerk looks like 100%. I seen yesterday he was talking about like he wants to start getting into more pockets and cadences because he feels like all of his stuff is heavy based and when it doesn't land, it looks like a dry spot. So he wants to start rapping more. And you go back to
mm-hmm.
that Charlie Clips first round, like he has a moment where he's like, you know what, Ark? There's two of each. Lumi D, headshot.
Yeah,
We let it ring in Charlie's face. Unity. Like and he had a whole
yeah.
like build up like that. I'm like, see, everything that you just said you want to get into, you've done it, and you did it at that time period.
I think what he means by that is not just doing 2 bar or 4 bar, because even the Unity thing, that's like a 4 bar.
Mm-hmm.
But like his Mississippi Cup against
Yeah,
Rock, that shit is 10 bars.
yeah. That was a lot of. That
Like
was a whole scheme. It was a whole
it's not
scheme.
even a yeah, it's not even a quadrant of four. Is that the right thing? Like, because
Right.
usually bars are written in
And
fours.
fours.
So they'll say 4, 8, 12. It's like 10 bars. He did 8 of the states and stuff, and then the last one was the Mississippi Cup. And he's rhyming with Mississippi Cup. He's not just rhyming with cup. You know what I'm saying? Like he's rhyming the whole. So I think that's kind of like what he means. And I have noticed that in his style more. Like he
Yeah,
doesn't just do 2 or 4 bar setups.
yeah. He's
Sometimes he used to do 5, where he'd do like 4 bars that were like crazy, and the fourth bar was crazy. And then like what do you say against Verb, the Pocahontas shit?
oh
But
yeah, like
before
he'll do five
Pocahontas, yeah,
bars, and the fourth bar like he'll bring it down a little bit, and it's still a bar, but then the fifth one is where he raises it
is
back
it
up
when he
to
goes up?
yeah
Yeah,
yeah yeah yeah.
yeah. The do the da the do. I forgot what he said. He had some bar
Follow
that
with
was
the
a
bird
dope
by the
ass bar.
long nose is
Yeah,
Pocahontas.
that
Yeah,
was the fifth. I'm trying to think what the one before that was.
something about
But like
cut off the fade, open boxy, open minded, something like that.
he open minded. Yeah,
Yeah
he said open minded, and then you hear and son long nose Pocahontas. You know what I mean? He'll make it the
yeah
fifth bar, but now he is rapping more. You know what I
yeah
mean?
yeah
So and that's he could do shit like that if you hear his album. You know what I mean? Because he was doing that a lot over there. But also when you hear people that he shouts out, like he shouted out the Source. You know what I mean? That was super dope as a fantasy, because I know, Thesaurus to me is one of the
greatest of all
greatest of
time.
all time. You
Yeah
know what I mean? So to hear him get that love and respect the same way that I look at Thesaurus was super dope. So yeah, he definitely has that style in him. Twerk has the ability to be the greatest of all time, bro.
Yeah,
Like
he can do it all.
he's
He writes well. He's electric. He can perform. For God's sakes, he can rebuttal. He doesn't
mhm,
angle that frequently, but he can when he chooses to. He doesn't like do all that street like that real talk stuff like
yeah,
Chess and Easy may do. But when he chooses to, he's good at it. Like
mhm,
he can really do it all, honestly. And as far as that like fifth bar, like that fourth one being kind of slow and that fifth one being heavy, that's just like the master of timing too. Because like you can point
mhm,
to people that will always like start a setup and have it where like before that last bar they say it real slow, the crowd kind of
mhm,
reacts, and then they get into it. Like I think
mhm.
of K Shine when he battled Nitty on the stage, he was like, "It's a chain smoker, son, the game's over. This
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
gonna put rum down, like remain sober." He waited a little
yeah,
bit, but this shit gonna throw rum up like a hangover. So like that little bit of pausing, like that shit is so effective when you master
yeah.
that shit.
It's timing. It's like comedic timing. Like when
Facts.
comedians, where they know what they're about to say is funny,
Mm-hmm.
but they'll let you sit in the awkwardness for a bit and then say it. You know what I mean? It's all timing. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, man. So of course you studied the tape, so you studied all the game tapes, so the
yeah,
timing,
yeah.
at this point, like I'm just wondering what else you're gonna keep adding to your game. Like I'm looking forward to when I start seeing
Yeah,
some more.
there's a
You're
couple
counting
things
writing, but I
on it.
want to see some rebuttals and all that. Like I want to see it
But
all.
that's the thing, this is the thing about rebuttals, right?
Right.
He was talking about me not rebut. I love that angle, by the way.
Yeah.
First of all, You're standing in front of somebody when I'm battling Danny. That's like quitting in front of you. You think I'm evil enough to be like, ha ha, you're quitting, bitch, and like have a rebuttal about it. I'm cool with Danny. Like I was maybe if I hated Danny, I would have said something. But
Yeah,
like there have been battles where I've freestyled a little two bars here and there and then like got into my shit.
yeah,
But rebuttaling is just means a response. So if I know what you're gonna talk about and I already got my
yeah, yeah,
response to it,
yeah, yeah.
that's still a rebuttal. I rebutted a lot of Pat's shit
No,
that
yeah,
he
you
said
did.
to me.
You.
You know what I mean?
It's real well calculated, and that shows a lot of studying that you knew something he was gonna
Yeah,
say and addressed it beforehand. But it's a
yeah,
risk because what if they don't say that, and you had it
yeah,
prepped, you know?
yeah.
So
Nah, but even if they don't, that's why you gotta have enough. Yo, I had probably 12 minutes of material for Pat,
wow.
and I cut it down to a good 9.
Also,
So
you
like,
had different flows and bags to get into just in case he whatever he
yeah,
said.
yeah, yep. That's the true authentic form of how I prepare for battles is that just having a bunch of sections, a bunch of different bags to go into, having my ones that I want to line up, but also having extra. You know what I mean? I hadn't done that since Jay the Nightwing. That was if I had like 4 to 6 rounds for Jay, bro. Like I had a lot of shit for Jay,
I
and then
remember
since then, like,
I
yeah,
had
go
I had to talk with Jack Boy once, and I was telling him that like, yo, a lot of the top like elite tiers like Hollow, DNA, a couple other
ahead.
names, they do what you just said. They'll have more material ready to have a response in case somebody touches on a certain subject or says something they want to say. So, but if they
Yeah,
don't have to use it, they don't get into it. And Jack Boy's response is like, well, a lot of us also have the mindset of I'm not writing more for what I'm being paid for. And I
mm,
get that side too, but I feel like as far as combat and being prepared, like that's the best way to go about it. Like having something extra in the
yeah, but
tuck just in
yeah.
case.
I think people that I don't know how I feel about that. Like writing to that's the difference between people that I think look at this like a job versus people that just love doing it. I didn't write those extra 3 minutes of material thinking, oh shit, I was only paid for 9. You know what I'm saying? It just I just thought about it. You know what I mean? And it's not like I'm sitting down fucking writing, hurting my forearm writing so much. It's just it's
Yeah.
up here. Or it might be a word in my note or something. But like it's just natural for me to like rap, dog. Like you rap. There's a difference between people that rap as a job and like rap to keep their sanity. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So like I think I'm just one of the people that just raps all the time. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're of a unique breed. You're cut from an older cloth where like you said yourself, like
yeah,
you write 16s every day. Like not everybody does that. You know what I'm saying? And you know as well as everybody else knows that not every battle rapper is a rapper in this game either.
yeah,
There's people that are just
right,
pure cut battle rappers. So like I do get that side of it where you're like, yo, I'm not going out of my boundaries. I'm writing exactly what I have to prepare for. But I feel like your mindset is the proper mindset to have because then you're more prepared for, you know, for the
yeah,
battle. So that's
right, right, right.
I agree with you.
Thanks, bro. Yeah.
Oh man, I could talk to you all day, man. We
I was
can.
I was about to say I'm about to go back to sleep,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
So
man. I kept you on 18 minutes longer than I should have. I appreciate your time, bro.
nah, you
Go
good.
go get some rest, man. Before you go, how do you flush out all your rounds? Like, what do you do to like just come off the high from all that? Like, how do you rest?
The minute I get off stage, I don't know what the fuck I said up there, bro. I think a lot of battle rappers have that experience because
Yeah,
it's cramming. You know what I mean? That's basically what you're doing with your rounds. I think even if you know your rounds like a week before, it just when you're up there rapping them
yeah.
because you can never use it again, it just feels like a release. You know what I'm saying? That pause. Pause. I apologize. That was
Yeah,
crazy.
I don't play the pause game, but it's the pause game is embedded in us. It's over. It's over. But I get what you mean.
Man, I'm sleepy, bro. So everything's funny right now. Uh, yeah, nah, like you're just it's a relief. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you're commuting home from work and you gotta take a shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're driving home. And the longest time you're like, oh, I can't wait to get back in the bathroom, bro. You run inside the bathroom. The moment you get up and flush the toilet, that's what it feels like when you're done with all your rounds.
You know what? You go get some rest, bro. Go get some rest, bro. All right.
Salute to the chat, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Follow me at RealSick99 on Twitter,
Yeah.
Instagram, and Caffeine. And go to realsickstore.com to get the merch. Shout out to everybody that's copped the merch. We got more items and shit coming now that it's like winter time. You know what I mean? So stay tuned for that. And I'm back in the studio, so I'm finally gonna start putting some shit out. I have a lot of music and freestyles and shit like that. I already got something that I put out in like 2018. That's on it's on like YouTube and all streaming platforms and shit. But I'm a do something more newer. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure if you heard like my verse on the Top Tier remix or like
Oof.
um
Oof.
um shout
Yeah.
out to Lou Cipher. I did a song with Lou Cipher on his project. You should go
Nice.
check that out.
Nice. Nice.
So yeah, like I'm fire over beats. You know what I mean? I want to do a verbal war zone battle too.
Yeah, I
So
was seeing that
shout
in
out
chat
to
that people want to see
yeah,
on Rebel Warzone. That I would love to
yeah.
see you on the on-beat battle.
I would kill one of those battles, bro. I make my own beat in the battles. You think I wouldn't do that in like a verbal war zone battle? That was another angle Pat had that was hilarious, bro. He starts tapping his feet. What's going on? He starts slapping his knees. That shit was hilarious. But yeah, yeah. Shout out to the fans. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for the platform, and I'll be back soon.
I don't know. Thank you, man. Enjoy the rest of your day, Sick. Thank you so much, brother.
All right, bro. Salute.
Yo, man, ladies and gentlemen, that was real sick, man. That's real sick, man. I got nothing else to say, man. You know what I mean? He's a wonderful, wonderful individual. He's a good human. He's a great rapper, but he's a better human, bro. That's the best way to describe real sick, man. Humble as fuck. That is correct, Lion Legacy. Look, man, we can talk about some news. I got no problem staying on for a little bit longer because there is so much fucking news. There's so much stuff going on in battle rap. Like, I was just talking to Tata yesterday. Salute to Tata. What up, gang? I didn't get a chance to acknowledge you earlier during the interview. I'm disgusted at how much is going on in battle rap right now. You know what I'm saying? There's so much going on. There's Cassidy interviews. There's still post game interviews from these stuff. Volume 8 is this Saturday. Geechee was on No Jumper. Yes, G4 Mook has been has been relentless. Cassidy, I just said Cassidy, right? Somebody else, man. Av said he wants to battle Young Ill. Like, listen, I have too many headlines. I actually don't know what to do with all of them. It's too many. It's too many, man. Vixen was on the Spaces last night. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know where to start, to be honest with you guys. Where do you guys want to start, man? Danny and Roc. We could do some Danny and Roc. I might have missed that. Did Tay Roc say he won to battle Danny? Did I read that correctly? You know what I'm saying? Because if he did, all I have to say is that's long overdue, man. Out of all the people that Danny's battled and Tay Roc's battled, like, I'm just shocked that they never crossed paths. Like, for real though, like, if you just think of the names that they both have battled, they both battled Verb, they both battled DNA, they both battled Shine, they both battled Suge. You know what I'm saying? They both battled Arsenal. You know what I mean? They both battled O-Red. They both battled JC. They both battled. The list goes on, man. Shit, man. They both battled Rex. They both battled Twerk. They both battled Chess. You know. They both battled Dizaster. They both battled Hollow. They both battled Nitty. You know what I mean? Like, Pat Stay. Thank you, Flip Haven. Their list of names that they've both battled is there's no reason for them to not battle. That's all I gotta say. Like the list is John, right? They both battle John. They both battle Ill Will. They both battle Clips. They both battle Magic. How many names have I said? Geechee. How many names have I said now? I said at least almost 12, 15 names, right? Like, yeah, man. Danny and Rock is long overdue. I love that battle. Danny and Av is also long overdue. I love that battle too. I want to see both those battles. I want to see both those battles for sure. Let's talk a little bit about Cassidy, man. Cassidy was on Black Compass yesterday, and a bunch of reports from Cassidy. Bunch of reports. We already got it right. First, that Cassidy said he doesn't want to battle in a small room, but this was my favorite here. Cassidy says Sue Surf is overrated. We can't wait to clip that one up. We cannot wait to put that one in the atmosphere because that is gonna send off fireworks. I see a message here. It says Stay Trill. It says Danny needs to only battle reputable names. Stay Trill, to be honest with you, Danny's just outside, man. And you say reputable names, but Danny has battled everybody. You know what I'm saying? There's probably like 5 names he hasn't battled. Like Briz, Surf, Iron, Calico. You know what I'm saying? There's not that many names left for Danny. Like, Danny's battled everybody. So, you say reputable names, it's not more. There's not more for him to do. Like, he's battling everybody. You'll say he keeps battling low tiers, but there isn't any more top tiers available. He's battled almost all of them. Look, hold on real quick. Let's pull this out. I got this list here. Got the list of the highest viewed battle rappers of all time. Check this out. All right. Let's go through the first 10 of them. All right, let's go through 10 of them. Arsenal, Danny's battled him. Charlie Clips, Danny's battled him. DNA, Danny's battled him. Hitman, he's not battled him. Dizaster, Danny's battled him. K Shine, Danny's battled him. Susef and Rock, he's not battled him. Hollow, he's battled him. Averb, he's battled him. So you mean to tell me the top 10 highest viewed battle rappers, Danny Myers has battled 7 of them? What more is there for him to do? You know what I'm saying? Sue Surf comes outside very strategically, so I don't think we'll ever see Surf and Danny. I don't really think it really makes sense other than just competitive wise. But Danny and Rock makes a whole bunch of sense. I'm here for Danny and Rock. You know what I'm saying? If you keep going down the list too, you go to like the 12th, 13th, 14th. Like, he's battled John. He's battled Rex. He hasn't battled Goods, but he's battled Suge. So out of the top 15 names, he only hasn't battled 4 of them, maybe 5. Is that correct? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Out of the top 15 names, highest viewed all time, Danny's battled 10 of them. Like, don't tell me Danny needs reputable names. He has reputable names. You feel me? Like, a lot of these guys have been around for 10 plus years. They've all battled some of the top names ever. In fact, I think out of these 15 names that we just mentioned, the only person to battle all 15 of them, minus Shotgun Shook, so 14 out of the 15, would probably be Arsenal. I'm wondering, has anybody ever battled Arsenal, Clips, DNA, Hitman, Dizaster, Shine, Rock, Surf, Conceited Hollow, Verb, John, Rex, Goods, and Suge? Has anybody battled all those guys? I don't think there has been somebody to battle all those guys. Surf's kind of close. Surf's battled everybody here but Dizaster and Goods. But if Surf battled Goods, then he'll have 14 out of the 15 highest viewed battle rappers. And then the 16th is Calico, and the 17th is Daylight, which he's battled them too. So, like, we do this resume thing, but a lot of these guys have battled these guys already. You know what I'm saying? I think even JC has a solid number of these guys. JC's battled Arsenal, Clips, DNA, Shine, Rock, John. So he has a little bit less, probably like maybe 6 out of the 10. But still, like, you understand? Like, these are names that people have on their list. So, like, when you go down the list, there's not many names left for them. Is Verb the closest? Verb is battled. Yeah, Verb battled Arsenal, Clips, DNA, Hitman, Dizaster, Shine, Rock, and Surf. He never battled Conceited. He battled Hollow. He's battled John Johns, battled Rex and Goods. He never battled Suge. So 2 out of 15. You know what I'm saying? So this is good stuff, man. This is really good stuff. All right, let's keep it moving, man. Let's keep it moving. There's more news going on. What else is out here? Matter of fact, what else do you guys want to talk about, too? Like, I'll throw it to you guys still in the chat, still rocking with us. Salute to Real Sick for an amazing interview. What else do you guys want to discuss that you've seen on the Twitter streets, in these battle rap streets? She said, pull up the Twitter feed. That's funny, man. I got to do that again. I got to pull up the Twitter feed on the side and just scroll through it. Twitter is insane right now. Yikes. Piro says Geechee is an endgame boss. I'll say this much about Geechee, man. Like, him beating Lux and, like, Six said it earlier, it might be over as far as Champion of the Year goes. I don't like to say that it's over just because I still like the parity. I'm a panelist. I don't want to go ahead and prematurely select my victor, but I will say, like, he's in the lead by a margin that's going to be very difficult to gap within the next 2 months. Like, it's going to be really hard to close that gap. Somebody will have to battle, like, Hitman and Hollow in November and December. I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm not sure what's left for somebody to do to kind of make the argument, but there's still another 19 names we have to rank. So even if you have the one set, like, we're not finished with the other 19. Skylar says it's over. Why is Daylight retiring? I don't know, man. I can't take nothing. Respectfully to Daylight, I can't take nothing he says too serious. Like, I take it as it is, and I just keep it moving. Only thing that gets close is if Surf 3-0's Mook. Yeah, but I don't think Surf and Mook will battle within in 8 weeks. I don't think they'll battle in December. They only really have a month to prepare for December. I don't think they'll battle by then. I think they need, like, real tailored time, a solid 2-3 months. Why did URL? Erica says, why URL didn't send Briz a contract and told him he lied and backed out? Brother, man, I don't have an answer for that. But, I mean, at this point, like, that Briz and Mook thing is a bit of a mess. One person says this, other person says that. Only conclusion we can get from it is somebody's not telling the truth because there's too many different stories. I don't know what the hell's going on with Mook and Briz. And truthfully, I don't really know what's going on with Mook. Like, Mook looks a little just, it's a lot going on over there. Like, it's a lot going on. And truth be told, there's too much happening that's positive. There's battle rap related. There's related to performances. It's related to news. It's related to future battles. We got a card this weekend. I'm not really trying to talk about Mook and whatever he's been saying about the Drake card because there's too much other things going on. It's just more conducive. It's just more productive. It's just more into what we need to be talking about. So, 1star89 says, I would not battle Surf, Easy, or Geechee too. My fan base too biased for biz. Hilarious. Piro says, battle rap is lit. Battle rap's been lit for a while, man. Like, I don't want y'all to, like, Geechee beat Lux and is amazing, but I don't feel like that was the moment that cemented him as, like, the face. He's been the face. You know what I'm saying? And the same way Drake got battle rap super lit with everything he did and the event and the challenge to the celebrities. Like, make no mistake, before that, battle rap was very lit too. Like, we've been getting events all year long. We've been really spoiled. Not just from URL neither. Like, you know, King of the Dot obviously every Sunday for the last 20 weeks. RBE every couple of months. RBE has an event 9 days from now. You know what I mean? So, like, we've been spoiled, man. We have been very spoiled as a culture. Not to mention what iBattle does all the goddamn time. So, like, you already know how that goes. Tata says we need that Casey versus Vixen before the year is over. Now I want to say this though. Casey versus Vixen. To the leagues, like, what are you waiting for at this point? Like, that battle had a high demand and value at the top of the year, and they went through their year. A lot of ups and downs for both of these ladies. I personally think Casey had a really fantastic year. I'm not one of the people that subscribes to any Casey slander. Salute to Casey. And Vixen, I just feel like she's kind of run her course. She's kind of been doing the same move in the post. And people are starting to be able to read the defense and read what's going on with Vixen. So it's been a little bit more difficult for her to get off like how she used to. So I feel like the match took just a little bit of a step down, I guess, because when they could have collided, they didn't have any performances or any losses or whatever. The point is, I want to see the battle. Don't keep prolonging it, because the longer we keep prolonging it, the more value I think it'll lose. The less people will want to see it. The one thing that happens all the time in female battle rap is it's two battlers that we want to see, and it kind of doesn't get done in time. And then something happens, and they take other opponents, and they try to create a collision course again, and it doesn't work. And then it happens. It happens very frequently in female battle rap. So like, I'm ready for Casey and Vixen. Like, that really should be next. You know what I mean? But to be fair too, like, it's conflicting, right? Like, you don't know if they're gonna do a Queen of the Ring event like in Atlanta with YouTube and pay-per-view. You don't know if they're gonna try. They're waiting for another caffeine event. Like, I have zero clue what they're waiting for. All I know is that should be like queued up on the list of battles that need to get done as in next. So, Lil Brown says, "Does Queen of the Ring need more sponsors or what?" I'm not sure, Lil Brown. I'm not the Queen of the Ring accountant, but you know, I'm sure more sponsors. Nobody's ever going to say no to more sponsors, especially not me. You feel me? You want to sponsor the show? Come on in, man. How many more? You want to sponsor it too? You. More sponsors is never a bad thing to have. Dr. Hugh Petty, she goes hard. It's such an interesting league. I really wish they just found a way to grab our attention more, because look, man, like, a lot of battlers kind of forget they're an artist, so they kind of forget the brand work that goes into everything. Like, there needs to be social media. Look, I've got to be honest with you guys. I'm going to be totally transparent. I kind of don't like social media that much. I'm glad I know how to like use it productively. I'm glad I know how to get traffic on it. But if it was up to me, I would live a life without social media. Like, that's just me. But because I have to use it to run the show, to network, to navigate, to stay updated, and it helps us generate revenue, like, I have to use it. It's a business. It's a business tool. It's a business venture. It's part of your business. If I was in a business that did not have to be social media related or didn't require this level of marketing, like, I would not be on social media. You know what I'm saying? So, but as an artist, you can't afford to do that. You can't afford to be like, I just want to rap and not use social media, because we're never going to know who you are. And there's only very few people that are that fucking talented that we don't care about their online presence. And even then, an online presence still helps them. Like, JC's not somebody that's really on social media often, but every once in a while, when you see JC arguing with Surf online, you see JC arguing with fans, you see JC arguing with other battle rappers, JC making call-outs, that shit is lit. That shit is lit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit helps. It can't hurt. It helps. So, back to the She Go Hard girls. I click a lot of their profiles. A lot of them like are not like really active on like some of the social medias. A lot of them aren't really active on Twitter, aren't active on Instagram. I'm intrigued because I'm sure there has to be a gem of talent in that pool. But like, if we can't find it, or if they don't find a way to find us, then like, I don't know, like it hasn't made its way yet. Like, but I want to see them succeed. I really do. JC has an established brand. Yeah. I wasn't comparing JC to the girls. I'm just saying, as far as being active on social media, like, it's gonna help you as an artist. It's gonna help you. It can't hurt. I mean, I guess it could be a distraction, but ultimately, like, it's going to help you more to stay connected. One thing about battle rappers, Geechee said it on the No Jumper podcast. Battle rappers are the most accessible entertainers available. You know what I mean? So for good and for bad, like they're out there, and it's hard, I guess, to turn this off switch because there's so many people that obviously can speak to you, and of course, there's the trolls, there's the negativity that comes with it. But at the same time, if you focus on the positives, there's a lot of positives. That's why I've always said it to battle rappers. Like, I know that there's an account with no icon and 6 followers that was created on November 2021 that has something very negative to say about you, but make sure you give attention to that one fan that's complimenting your bars, that's quoting you, that's giving you props and praise, and really enjoying your content and your personality and your image. And make sure you give that person the time of day over the burner account that's just purposely here to antagonize you. Stay true says, I think the ladies definitely have brands. It's up to the leagues to promote too. Yeah. It goes both ways. Sometimes the league has to step up their marketing as well. Make sure that they have a proper rollout. I agree. Sometimes the artists have to be a little bit more vocal and be out there too. It could go both ways. It's not just a one. I'm not blaming one entity on this. Like, I'm not really even putting blame on anybody. I'm just saying, like, we could do better. Even we, like LTBR, anybody can do better. Like, when you see somebody, like, respects to Cassidy, when you see somebody like Cassidy, who platinum selling artist, 20 plus years in the game, and he's out promoting everybody in battle rap, either like something's wrong there. You know what I'm saying? Either we're not promoting enough, or this guy's a machine. Like, one of the two things, like, or both could be true. So, it calls up on everybody to kind of just to get out there more, to promote more. Cassidy understands the importance of promoting. He's not the only one though, man. Sue Surf is another one. Make sure he gets his credit too. There's a lot of guys that are really good at promoting battles. Surf, Geechee, Calico, Verb, 40 is a good one. Tata, Easy is another good one. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of guys that are really good. Lou, of course. Yes, there's a lot. As the list goes on, there's a lot of people that are actively out there when it's time to actively be out there, and it helps. It really does go a long way. Rex, like, respect to Rex, because I do think he's past his prime, but I would love to see a Rex rollout. Like, I love to watch Rex interviews, Rex talk shit, a Rex face off. Like, I enjoy that. I might enjoy more than the battle, but I'm at least conscious that I'm gonna enjoy some aspects of him being booked. Rex judging is funny. Stay true. Those ladies most definitely sold the fuck out the battle. Almost too much to the point we couldn't get a battle. But you're right. What else is going on here, man? Let me see. Let me pull up the list of all the news that's going on, because so much has happened, man. So much has happened. We're going to be doing Volume 7 predictions tomorrow, so I can't wait for that. That's going to be good. Let's talk about this here. All right. So, more reports. I like this one. Jay Black says that Kid Chaos will be the best Kid Chaos you've ever seen this weekend. I can't wait for tomorrow. We're going to talk a lot of volume tomorrow. Jazz had a lot of interesting things to say yesterday too, man. I'm surprised that people don't want to see her in Misfit no more. Kid Chaos versus Prestavia, set it up. I like Prestavia a lot, man. We really spoiled. We just had the Drake card this weekend. Yeah, Lil Brown, I'm telling you, man, us as fans, we really are spoiled, man. Like, the day after the Drake card, there was battles. The next week there's battles. Sunday there's battles. Like, that's back to back weeks of 4 days of battle rap, plus the Chris Brown stuff on Friday. So like, it's a very great time to be a battle rap fan. I agree with you, Q Petty. It's a very great time to be a battle rap fan. I'm about to close things out in a little bit. Got one more thing here I want to point out too. Geechee Gotti. This was important. So I know Studio N, because he did a whole bunch of interviews this week. But I know Studio N on his own platform, he was talking a bit about the Lux battle. And there was two things he said that I feel like is really important to highlight when you talk about Loaded Lux and when you talk about DVD era battlers. One, he says for Loaded Lux, Lux is still suffering from doing the stuff that worked in his older battles. He needs a little elevation. And the second thing is, people don't understand what being a great writer means. Being a great writer also means understanding your audience. We're all rappers. Do you not think we can all write intricately if we want to? You know, and I think that's really important, man. You know, like, I get it, man. Like, we when we're watching things at home, we'll say, like, this is gas. They overreacted to this. This bar wasn't that crazy. This bar was simple or basic. Why did they react to it? But, like, a part of battle rap is, like, being able to be digestible in that moment, man. Like, me and Sikh said it earlier, like, you can, I personally feel like it's physically impossible to watch an entire battle rap event in person. Like, even if you're there and you are actually tuned into all of it, it's still so much information and content and art that you're processing that, like, it requires a second evaluation. Or, you know what I'm saying? When you're at home, at least, you're away from the physical distraction of people and standing, so you're able to give more energy and attention to listen to the content and material. But even in that moment, you still need a rewatch. So, you know, Lux has been somebody for years that people love to give him the battle on replay, love to say he won the first 2 rounds, love to say that his material was better, but he isn't battling better. You know what I mean? He's not doing what he needs to do in that moment to walk away. Like, with you saying, yeah, I feel like Lux won that battle. He does enough for you to be like, I gotta watch it back, but you never fully feel like he captures that moment. And for me, like, it's as simple as this. I could say Geechee Gotti gave me 3 good rounds. I can't say the same for Lux. You know what I mean? Sometimes I look at battles as a whole too, not just round by round. And I don't feel like I could say I got 3 good rounds from Loaded Lux, but I could say I got 3 good rounds from Geechee Gotti. It's just that simple sometimes too. It's a skill to make fire content that can also be digested on the spot. Stay true. I feel like the best level of your content is when you make the setups layered, but the punch, we get it in the moment. So that way, when we go back to enjoy that punchline again, we're catching the bars in the setup that we're like, oh, that was kind of crazy. That's why personally I feel like Surf's second round for Calico, in my opinion, is one of the best rounds he's had in years. That round is nuts because he is punching back to back look, like, I want to actually low-key make a little video about this. I want to see if we can get Taurus and other people at LTBR to maybe make a video of breaking down Surf's style over the years. Because when you go back to his Young Ill battle, he low-key laid the blueprint out for who he was going to be for the next 12 years. It's kind of crazy. The Chamber got 1, the Clip got Aiden, Melko Myers with the mask off of Jason, Lockpick his door, stick my face in, the Terminator roll, knock the baby out the playpen. Set up with theatrics, with performance, with sound effects, with noise, with punchlines that aren't even using similes. Like, that whole second round against Calico where he's chain punching back to back, he doesn't even use the word like. Like, go back and listen to it. He's not even using like or as. Like, he's just, And he's punching back to back to back. That's kind of nuts. Let me see if I can pull this up here, the lyrics to this, if it's available. Yes, it is. Sue Surf versus Young Ill lyrics are available. We might gotta watch that battle again. Battle's so good. Okay, right? Perfect. This is a perfect stance for it right here. Let me read this. If you ain't got about 100 choppers, a shot from Blanca, Casa binoculars, Muhammad Ali's feet, and the precision of a doctor, the strength of an ape, and the work ethic of a boxer, if your mother ain't Miss Wallace or her name ain't Asada, my thoughts on this battle is Akuna Matata. Like that little stance right there, he uses that exact same formula to this day, just more advanced, better, sharper performance, sharper lines. More witty, but that formula, all of that he did in the Young Ill battle, he still does that to this day. Mook used the word like the most. Actually, arrogant K. Sean uses the word like the most. We did a count ratio recently, and K. Sean uses the word like more than Rum Nitty and Av, and those are the two biggest punches. So that's why I go back to breaking down some technicalities of things. K-Shine is not physically, but I would say, I don't even want to say lyrically because Real Sick banned that word from my vocabulary, but on paper, in writing, K-Shine is punching more than Nitty and Av. Maybe not punching harder than them, maybe not punching better, but in count ratio, he's punching more. Literally. So, I don't know why he doesn't ever really get put in that punch conversation when the majority of K-Shine style is punchlining. But again, it's that happens sometimes, right? People are so versatile, they have so many good skill sets that they don't get boxed into one, but I feel like they get left out of conversations because of it. You know what I mean? Twerk's a good example. You guys would probably say Twerk's one of the best performers, but people don't say he's one of the best pens out here too. He's a phenomenal writer. So I wouldn't overshadow his pen just because of how electric he is. Arrogant Huss says K-Shine want to battle Twerk. I would love to see K-Shine and Twerk. That's a good high energy battle. I would love to see Shine kind of get out of the slump of his last couple one-on-one performances. The hollow Patch State Chiller battle wasn't his best work. I'd love to see what he does outside of that. All right, man. I think we've been on long enough. It's been a good day. We had a great interview with Real Sick. We'll be uploading that soon to the channel. You know what I'm saying? We got a chance to talk about some news today. We'll be putting out the news very soon. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. It's kind of crazy. But salute to everybody in here rocking with us as always. This channel does not exist without the support of the people. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's time. It's time, Arrogant. It's time to go. I mean, we've been here for 2 hours already, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for the show. Thank you, G420. You know what I'm saying? Hey, find a nicer way to diss me. This is 1star89. Salute to you, 1 star. I appreciate you, man. We love our chat. Yes, we do, Tata. And we love you, man. We love you, too. All right, man. We out of here. Salute to everybody. Peace, peace, peace. Prosper. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Have a wonderful rest of your day.